What now for Rogers after the massive outage that impacted millions of Canadians and questions surrounding a pending meeting with top-level politicians today? This is at a time of continued uncertainty on whether the telecom giant will close its deal for Shaw. Tony Staffieri, President and Chief Executive Officer at Rogers, says the company is focused on providing network stability and on ensuring that this issue doesn't happen again.
I understand how devastating last Friday's outage was for Canadians, and we share that frustration. What happened on Friday is unacceptable, and we're committed to taking every step within our control to ensure it doesn't happen again. In terms of root cause analysis of what happened, we continue to work through that, and I can confirm that what we thought when I last communicated over the last few days is indeed the result. It was a coding error as part of a maintenance upgrade that we did early Friday morning that caused a data overload, and that caused a second error, which is our routers to overload with all the data, and then caused our core gateway to shut down. Our investigation revealed the detail even down to the specific coding error, and so as you can expect, that took quite a bit of time as we worked through all the different changes that were enacted that evening or early morning. We know what the problem is, and we're focused now on ensuring that our network is operating with 100% stability. We are seeing some intermittent issues, and we're working on getting on top of those with the customers, but those numbers in the overall scheme of things are extremely small, but nonetheless very important. And so in addition to being focused on that network stability, we are in the process of making the changes we need to make in order to ensure that this does not happen again.
Tony, in order to make sure that this doesn't happen again, but it is the second outage in just over a year. And, each of these could potentially come with costs, whether it's, to your brand, but also I know you've committed to crediting customers. One analyst puts that at a $70 million hit to revenue. What sort of impact do you think that investors should be expecting from this in terms of potentially those credits, but also lost customers?
I can't overstate enough the gravity of the situation and the importance of a network outage, particularly of the duration that we saw on Friday. As I said, we're focused on how do we move forward and ensure that connectivity is there. We're going to do the right thing as we work with customers in terms of those credits, and that financial impact is going to be what it's going to be. But frankly, in the overall scheme and in the long term, what we're really focused on is how do we gain and earn the trust back of our customers? And we're only going to be able to do that by ensuring that we do indeed have networks that they can rely on, that we have the redundancy and resiliency that they expect and want to see, and backed up by customer service that's going to help them get over these outages in the future going forward. Our primary focus is to make sure they don't happen, but what we do and how we respond to that is my focus right now.
Tony, speaking about moving forward, there is the Shaw deal that's still on the table. And I wonder if this changes anything for you. You're speaking about trust, not just with customers, but regulators, that there's going to be competition that's healthy in this market for Canadian consumers so that they will benefit. Are you 100% committed to your takeover deal of Shaw at this point?
I don't want to take away from today's communication on our network outage issue with the Shaw transaction, but we very much remain committed to the Shaw transaction. That transaction has always been about expanding our network capabilities, obtaining more redundancy and coverage across the nation that can only help in situations like this. We also, as part of that, proposed to divest of Freedom Wireless to another wireless operator that would create an even stronger fourth wireless operator. So networks in Canada would have even more diversity. That transaction, as you know, is going through the government process. with both ISED and the Bureau, and we'll let that continue to take its course. We remain committed to that transaction, but today I really want to focus on what we're doing about our network issue today and moving forward into tomorrow.
Would you consider, though, walking away from the deal in order to keep your focus on, the damage that you need to deal with?
We are capably dealing with both issues at the same time, and they're different in terms of issues. One is the transaction and the approval for that. A lot of work has been going and is going into our network stability issues, and we continue to look forward to, once we close the Shaw transaction, the opportunity to, as I said, increase network capacity and resiliency. But right now, focused on over the last few days, today and into the next few days, is the network stability moving forward. But I don't think they're necessarily independent of each other.